Okay, hello. So today we're going to talk a little bit about, first off, about fiber reflexes. So before we talked about Golgi tendon reflexes, and so we'll talk a little bit about the differences between the two of them. We'll talk about a little bit about the extrafusal and intrafusal muscle fibers, and specifically about the muscle spindle fibers in the intrafusal area. So I guess we'll start with, this is kind of how our muscle looks. So our muscle has extrafusal fibers out here that have skeletal muscle integrated within them. And so whenever the muscle contracts or stretches, it causes the extrafusal spindles or the fibers to stretch as well, which also cause the intrafusal, which are these parts inside, to also stretch. And so they make a chain here to stretch. And as you can see, these look very similar to these. That's because the intrafusal muscle spindle fibers are actually, they have two types. They have bag types and chain types. So you have chain spindle fibers and bag spindle fibers. And both of them have, as you can see here, these are not hydrogens, but instead they're sarcomeres. They're in both of them, but the bag type also has what's known as nuclear bag fibers, so they can more accurately tell whenever our muscle, the velocity that's moving in and the position that's in.
So it means the back five tells to speed up the muscle contraction,
Yes.
Muscle stretch. Okay.
So these are speed. While these chain types actually measure more the stillness of our muscles. When our muscles are still, that's when these get to work. These are slower at working than the bag type muscles, but they both work pretty well. An example is like if we're contracting our muscle right here. Right now, as we're contracting, these bag fibers are working until we stop moving. Then our chain types start working and start sending messages to the CNS through afferent neurons. And after the CNS receives a message, they send messages back through gamma motor neurons from the CNS to our respective muscle fibers.
Which one is afferent?
Afferent is here. These are afferent. They send signals to the CNS. While these cells down here, or these neurons, the gamma motor neurons, are efferent because they send signals from the CNS to the spindle fibers. Okay, now what is the difference between these and the Golgi tendons type? Well, first off, on the detection, the Golgi tendon reflex system, they detect that they need to work from the tension that is placed on muscles, while the muscle spindle fiber reflection system works on the stretching of muscles. And just like that, they have different types of muscles. Our Golgi muscles use a type 1B fibers that work pretty fast and they're afferent and they send signals as fast as possible. While here the muscle spindle fibers have the bag 1A and the chain type 2. And the bag 1A work extremely fast, as we talked about, while the chains work pretty slow. Now, what are the functions? They each have a different function. The Golgi tendon reflex prevents tendon tear, while the muscle spindle fiber reflex system prevents muscle tear.
Okay, which type of a muscle fiber will be fired when muscle stops?
When our muscle stops moving, the type 2 muscle fibers will be used.
Okay. Which type of muscle fiber will receive the signal from central nervous system?
These two, the bag type and the chain type, and they receive it from the gamma motor neurons.
Through the gamma motor neurons.
Yes.
Okay. What type of motor neurons they innervate both the bag and chain fibers?
What type of motor neurons?
That innervate both bag and chain fibers.
The gamma type.
Okay, when the extrafusal fibers stretches or contract, and then which one will be received that signal? And the next after?
The intrafusal muscle fibers will receive that. Whether it's it's actually both of them, the chain and the bag type.
Okay, so which one will be detect the overstretching?
Overstretching will be detected by the muscle fibers.
Okay, which one will be detects the how fast stretch?
That will be the bag type.
Okay. So which one we can say the sensory muscle fiber?
This one's the sensory muscle fiber, right here, the bag one.
What about type 1B?
Type 1B is a type of sensory as well. They receive messages from the tension in the muscle, and that allows them to send a message to the CNS and through an afferent neuron. That way we're able to prevent our muscle tear.
Okay. Does reflexes happen consciously?
Reflexes happen unconsciously, not consciously.
Okay. What's that mean?
That means that they don't have to be sent all the way to the brain. They happen mostly in our spinal cords, in the CNS. Thank you.